Hi all, I Tanya welcome you back on behalf of Skill Heist to a brand new series in which we are discussing the real-time questions that is being asked in the Azure Data Engineering interview. So the question is how to copy the latest file from an ADLS folder using Azure Data Factory. So let's understand it and create the pipeline in a practical way. So this is my container, right, which has four files, right? So you can see the time. So now I want to compare the latest modified date and I want to get the files accordingly. Okay, so how to achieve it? Let's see to it. So to achieve it, the first step that we have to do is to create a variable, right? So the variable will be latest file name, we can say one variable, and the other variable will do a reference date and time. We can describe a reference date and time using which our files is going to be checked. Okay. So let me give a date as 20250721 and timing as 0000 and 00. So this is the reference date and time I'm providing. Okay. So the first activity that we want is get metadata activity, right? So let's go to setting. Let's create a data base for the same. I so my file is in ADLS Gen2. Okay, so let me create a database for the same. I'll select this delimiter text contain. Always try to give this a relevant name. Okay, data set for ADLS get. Okay, then I already have a link service. The file, the folder from which I want to get the file is this particular folder. Okay, I'm not selecting any file, I'm just selecting a folder from here. I'll click on OK, and over here also I'll click on OK. Right? Now I want to declare a field. So what field I have to declare over here is child item. Okay, now let's first debug it and let's see how many files it is giving to us. Okay, so it got succeed. And now you can see inside the child item array, there is name and its type. Okay, so name is actually your file names. Okay, so now the other activity that we have to use it for each activity. So let's associate the for each activity with this particular activity. So in for each activity, now I want it in a sequential way and the item I have to declare it dynamically. So as you know, in the array, the table names were coming as a child item. So I'm selecting it as a child item and I'm clicking it as done. Now inside this for each activity, we again need a get metadata activity, right? So in this get metadata activity, let's create one more data set as a dynamic way. Okay. So let me create one more data set. Okay, I can say as Gen2 data set and then I link it. Okay. Here also I don't want it to be specified. I am doing it in a dynamic way only. Right? I'm not selecting any files. Right? Over here I want the file to be dynamic. So how to do it? Open this data set. Firstly, go to parameter and give a parameter as file name. Okay. Then go to connection and over here declare this parameter as file name and click on OK. Right? Then go back to your pipeline. Over here in file name, click on dynamic content. For each we want the item name. So I'll click on dot name. Okay. From here I want it. I'll click on OK. Now what field we want over here is last. We want two fields now. Last modified date and the other field we want is item name. Now we don't want the child name. Now we want the item name. Okay. So let's debug it till here. So we are debugging it. It takes some time to debug. See, so our first get metadata activity is run successfully and rest is in queue. Okay, so let's wait for it to run. As we have selected sequentially, so all our get metadata activity will run in a sequential way. And as you said, see, we have 4 files, right? So the get metadata activity is going to execute for 4 times. Okay. So yeah, now everything got run successfully. Now again, we'll go to for each activity, right? Now with this get metadata activity, we have to apply a if condition. Why we need if condition? Because we want the latest file. Okay. So I'll apply this and over here, let me go to the activity in expression. Okay. Now I want it as greater than. Okay. So I want it a greater than. What greater than I want? So from the activity output, I want the latest time. Okay. The last modified time of my get metadata activity 2 and the comparison of my variable, that is reference date and time. Okay. If this is true, then what we want, we go inside true and over here we want a set variable activity. So in first set variable activity, what we are going to define is latest file name. Okay, and the value from here, we are going to take the value of our get metadata activity to item name. Okay, and then we want one more set variable activity. Combine both of this. And from here, what we are looking for? We are looking for reference date and time. Okay, and from where we are going to get it? We are going to get it from our get metadata activity last modified date. Okay, once this is run, then we have to go to our pipeline and over here, post this, we have to apply a copy activity. So we can copy the data. Okay, I'll go to the copy activity over here. Let me go to source and let me again create a new data set. Why? Because we are going to get it in a dynamic way. Okay. So Gen2. Okay. Okay. Fine. Let me go this over here. I want this container from this directory, but I'm not defining the name over here, file name over here also. Okay, so I have to go over here, then create a parameter, file name. Okay, prescribe the same parameter over here as file name and click on OK. Now in the activity over here, we are going to define it from our variable, which is latest file name, and we'll click on OK. Fine. Now I want to go with source. Let's create a new source or new container for it, right? Add directory, and we can say it new output files, and I'll click on save. Okay. Now go over here, create a data set for or the output path. Okay, now I have to browse and select the container or the directory where I want my output, and I'll click on OK. I'll click on right now. If I'll debug it, it is going to give me the latest file referring to the reference point I have given. So I hope you understand this. If you have any doubts, you can connect with us. And if you want to learn data engineering from scratch, then our course is going to start from the second week of August. You can connect us. Our contact details are given in the description below. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye.